Hey, this is the franchise Shane Douglas.
Josh Alexander, and you're watching Ollie Harper.
You're fanging and banging with Ollie Harper on YouTube.
What is going on, everybody? It's me, Ollie, aka TNS Attitude, and I am back again here on YouTube.com for all things professional wrestling. Now today, guys, this is another video on the road to WrestleMania, and I want to almost use this video as a bit of a guide for anybody that is making the trip out to Philadelphia this April and is considering doing one of the many great events that's taking place during WrestleMania weekend, and that is, of course, WrestleCon. You know, WrestleCon is a great place. You know, there's no denying it. It's an absolute premium buffet of a who's who from the wrestling world. It's owned by High Spots. They've been running it since 2013. I was actually at, I think they did it in 2012, but I was at the one in 2013. It says on Google they've been around since 2013. But like I say, 2013, I was at one of the very first WrestleCons at WrestleMania 29. And they had Hulk Hogan, they had the late great Ultimate Warrior, Bret Hart, to name a few. Great guys that they've had in the past. And then obviously WrestleMania 30, they had Goldberg, they've had Edge, Roddy Piper, you know, and I feel like every year, you know, the earlier events, they were doing them from convention halls, and they've really improved it over the last few years. Now, I want to kind of base this video around my more recent experiences with WrestleCon. And really for people who are making the trip out to Philadelphia, they might be going on their own, they might, you know, they want to kind of get the best sort of guide and really understand, you know, what's the best advice if you are considering doing WrestleCon. And, you know, hopefully this video will help you guys. So, of course, WrestleCon has been confirmed again for this year's WrestleMania 40 weekend. It will be taking place at the Sheraton Hotel downtown in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They will be doing a room block. Now, apparently, according to their Twitter, to their X account, their Saturday rooms are sold out. So that is one of those things. So if you've got a room or you've not booked yet, hey, you want to look for something around the room blocks. The room blocks are really good. I like the idea of WrestleCon room block. I think it's really great around wrestling and around the WrestleMania trip. You know, you really are in an atmospheric environment. You know, I've done the last last year I stayed at the WrestleCon hotel, being at the Millennium Biltmore in Los Angeles, California. You know, I did that one, and that was a nice environment to be around the wrestling, and you know, have wrestlers just walking around the lobbies. It was insane, really, to be within that environment when you are an attendee, and you know, it goes on for Friday through Sunday. You know, it was insane. I remember going down for breakfast from my room, and Sasha Banks was in the lift. She was going down. I didn't actually, you know, I saw her, but I wasn't like, you know, I let her go do her thing. She was doing a signing on that Sunday. And of course, it's all directed with the buses. Now, the buses, of course, run through WrestleCon as well. Those buses will get you to WrestleMania if you buy them in advance. They usually go on sale around the next couple of weeks, I would imagine. We should start seeing something on WrestleCon's X accounts, Twitter. I'm so used to saying Twitter, X, Twitter, you know what I'm saying. They will basically be getting out those announcements. Again, very, very handy if you are... It all connects great, and it will take you straight back to the WrestleCon hotel, which is basically how I made it work for the last couple of years of doing WrestleMania trips on my own. You know, as soon as WWE stopped doing a friendly travel package that was affordable and was, you know, really good, and once they sold their souls to On Location, where everything's just really inflated in price, when you're a fan like me who... You know, the last two trips, I made them very affordable because, you know, I just found the best ways to do them. And, you know, I'm doing WrestleCon Hotel again this year. I'm doing it with my good buddy Mark Newton 89, you know. And that's from a call of what I've experienced the last couple of years, you know. I find it's just convenient for me. You know, the buses go from there. You can buy those bus tickets in advance. They drop you in the car park of the stadium, and they will, you know, they'll have that roll call at the end of the event and make sure they get you back all good, you know, and that is the key. So yeah, bus tickets will be are good through WrestleCon. If you are going to Mania and you're struggling with getting how you're going to get there, get one of the WrestleCon bus tickets. They do them for both days with return, which is great stuff. You know, I find the Ubers can be going through the roof around just after WrestleMania. I remember my good buddy Trey, who you guys have seen on here before, he was trying to get a Uber after night one of Mania in LA, and he said that some of the quotes were like $200-$300 to get him back to the Biltmore, which was just insane. He actually waited it out and did get a cheaper Uber in the end, but you know, that's one thing you could do. Or if you've got that bus prepaid and you're back on the bus, you're straight back to the hotel. It works out to be very convenient and very much, you want to stay safe and you are on your own. It's the best thing I could recommend to you guys. Another cool thing, hotels. So with American hotels, it's pay when you stay. So again, and I need to really just say this to you guys. If you want to do WrestleMania, but you haven't got all the money for the hotel sorted yet, don't worry, because you could just pay, like, get your credit card and, you know, do the whole check-in with that card. They'll bill it to the card and then just pay for it in a month, 2 months, whatever, until you got the money together. So that's another thing you can do. But like I say, it's always that pay when you stay deal, which I find quite convenient, to be honest. I just think that's a really good thing. It's not payment up front, which is always nice. So that's another thing. And in terms of WrestleCon, I'm kind of going around the other stuff around the WrestleCon. So like I say, different tickets. They do the Superfan ticket, which has made its return this year, is a lot more premiumized. It's $241 before tax. And there's a lot of stuff included. I believe that's around 195 British pounds. That gets you into all 3 days of the event. You've got early bird pass for all 3 days. There's also going to be, I think you can pick 2 experiences in the pass, which is really good. They've got an extreme lunch on the Friday with some ECW stars. You've also got the Breakfast of Champions on I think it's on the Saturday, again with some former world champions from the world of wrestling. So, and not all the guests have been announced yet. So, you know, there's some really cool stuff in there, which I think is definitely worth checking out if you do want to really go for those bigger experiences. Now, I looked on High Spots Live's website and saw the experiences. You can buy them separately. They're coming up at $151 each. So actually you're getting a fairly good deal if you do buy a Superfan, because they're actually cheaper within that Superfan ticket. Plus you're going to get your admission. They have got 3-day admission. It's around $40, it's about $50. And that again is, that'll just get you in. Now, like I say, where does early access really work for you? Well, it will work for you when you've got a good lineup. Now, I'll be honest with you. Last year, WrestleCon in Los Angeles, I only went to one session. I stayed in the hotel, but it was just more convenient because the buses ran from there. So that got me to and from the stadium both days. And like I said, doing the safe, responsible thing and staying within an area where you are connected to the wrestling stuff, it really made the most sense. But, you know, I would definitely base your WrestleCon time on, and ticket decision on what you want to do, because if you look at some of the announcements that they've made, you can look at, like, some of the guests have only been announced for session 1. I'll give you a good example. Conan, he's only been announced for session 1. Like, who else can I say? I think Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly, they've only been announced for session 2. Some guests have got all sessions. So, you know, there's going to be that. Sting is a good one. Sting being the Friday headliner. He's been announced, but he's only doing session 1. So if you want to have the best of all of it and do all the guests, or not, I'll be honest with you, you're never going to get to do all the guests, and that's what I want to get onto. Get a 3-day pass. It unlocks all the possibilities of what you want to do. I personally this year will probably do quite a bit more WrestleCon. Being this could most likely be one of my last Manias for a while, I would probably say that the the element of doing a few sessions is definitely seeming more likely. Then let's talk about that. So vendors, what kind of vendors do you get? Well, there's different vendors, you know, they all come from all over the America, some from England even, and they'll have different prices for their guests. And one of the big things that I've worked out in the last couple of years, they charge for different items. This has become very much a known thing. I'll give you an example. This is a Dr. Britt Baker figure. I got this signed at WrestleCon just before WrestleMania 38. So he's shining up to the light for you. It is the Blood and Guts Ringside Collectibles figure. This cost me, to get this autograph, this was $90. That was the autograph. And I believe that was, you know, that was the combo. Was it a combo or was it all in? I'm so sorry because it's a couple of years back. I do recall that I think there was a combo price. It might have been 90 all in, and that was the photo as well. But yeah, because I wanted, that's right, 80 combo, but because I wanted the figure signed, another $10 on top. This is what they do. Figures will cost more. I don't know what it is. I think it comes down to eBay. I think it comes down to that they want to make sure that, you know, people that are deciding to buy figures, I mean, I'm just a collector, I'm a fan, but you are going to get those people that are flippers, people that will take stuff like this to the event and try and get it, you know, signed and then flip it on to something else. They want to break even or make money. So, you know, but like I say, it's very much key, and you got to keep an eye out for that stuff. When guests don't have any pricing announced as well, I'd definitely keep an eye out on that. Some guests will start announcing, vendors will start announcing the pricing on the guests much nearer to the time. So just keep looking out on WrestleCon's website on the guests lineup. The High Spot store is really, really good, and I highly recommend checking it out. I picked this really cool WrestleCon t-shirt from Dallas. And it was a cool, you know, this cost me about $20, $15, $20. It's, you know, it's a nice little momentum. There'll be super shows over the weekend. You'll be able to see some shows if you want to do some independent stuff from WrestleCon. I did the WrestleCon Super Show before. It was pretty good. But like I say, there's so many shows during the weekend that, you know, you will find yourself engrossed with many different things if the wrestling is your take. I would honestly say that in the current industry, where WWE has sort of moved more away from traditional access and being able to meet 5, 10, 15 wrestlers during an access session, WrestleCon has almost kind of come in, but you got to bear in mind it's a pay per meet thing, and you will spend some money if you are prepared to do that. I would highly recommend, if you guys are considering doing WrestleCon, you need about $500 to $600 as a starting point if you are considering meeting a few of the guys that they've got, because there will be bigger names that will get announced in due course. That's just how it goes. You won't be able to meet everybody, and that is another big thing that you have to accept. From the last couple of years I've done WrestleCon, and I walked around and I was like, I can't meet everybody. You can't. You're going out there on your own, or you're going out there with somebody else, or going with some friends. You've got to remember, you still got to take care of yourself. You've still got to get around. You've still got to eat. Los Angeles was a huge thing for that. Getting meals. Those meals ain't cheap in LA. Now, Philadelphia, it might be different, but I'm talking on the Los Angeles stuff. But Philadelphia may be a little different. Get a cheesesteak and you're fine. But, like I say, WrestleCon will be very much an eye-opener. You will see so many guests. I remember when I was in Texas and I saw Mr. Kennedy, I saw Carlito, I saw Chelsea Green, I saw Hornswoggle, I just saw name after name, people just all over. William Regal, I saw, I remember when I was in LA and I saw Molly Holly, and I just saw, you know, people that some of those guests I've just rolled off I've already met, but, you know, to some people, you're seeing a lot of names and it gets quite overwhelming if it's your first WrestleCon. But what I would always suggest is just prioritize on who you like, what you want to do, who do you want to meet, what is your genre. Are you doing the 80s? Are you going more for the 90s type of guests? This year, they're more showcasing those ECW names since it's in Philadelphia. There's a really cool 2300 Philadelphia ECW arena tour on the Thursday if you buy a super ticket. Highly recommending buying that. But like I say, it's very much up to you. you can make WrestleCon as good or as whatever you want to do. It's what you get out of it, but it's a spending thing. You are going to spend some money, and you got to be smart with who you go for. There are going to be guests that won't charge a lot, and that's always nice. You know, I remember I got Gangrel last year for like $20, which I thought was pretty cool. Ken Shamrock, he wasn't particularly expensive. I think I spent maybe $30-40 on him. You know, so there are some of those cheaper guests. Combos, very much important. Be smart with your combos. Some guests will do a combo deal and they will charge a set price. You know, Sid, I think Sid's about $100 if you want to meet Sid Vicious this year, Psycho Sid. Tony Norris, aka Ahmed Johnson, I think he's $25 each single, and that's $50 in a total combo. Sometimes a combo will be a couple of $20 cheaper than buying the individual audio and photo. So be smart. But what I would say to anybody who is considering going to WrestleCon, don't expect to meet everybody. You will not meet everybody. Have maybe 5 to 8 people at max as a realistic block of people you might want to meet. You might want to go for more people. If you do, more power to you. If you're gonna, you're gonna save your money and you're gonna, I don't blame you. I remember when I was at WrestleMania 38, I remember getting the lovely Scarlett to sign my Elite figure. I met Scarlett and I met Karrion Kross at WrestleCon at Fairmont, Dallas. I got this, the Karrion auto, which I got upstairs, and a nice combo photo with both of them. $100 straight off. They'd just come off NXT, so they were pretty much hot property, and they'd just been released. Because I remember that WrestleCon being so good just after COVID that all the big names came out for it. They all wanted a big payday. I would consider it's almost like a car boot sale for wrestling. You will meet so many people there. The vendors can be really good as well. Look out for some good stuff. There's always some good DVDs. There's always bits of memorabilia. Sonny Ono, sometimes a former WCW manager. He has a lot of he has a vendor stall there. Most likely, he's been announced again. He'll have a load of relics, old wrestling merch, things that you probably wouldn't even know of. Old WCW polo shirts, really cool stuff. And yeah, also get a know of the room, get a know of the hotel. That's one big thing. Find the map, make sure you've got that map ready, because guests will be in different places during the weekend. And be smart, be wise. This is why in LA I got Trish, but I wanted to meet Hiroshi as well, Hiroshi Tanahashi, but he was gone by the time I'd done the Trish thing, because I committed so much time to meeting Trish that by the time I went to meet Tanahashi, he'd gone. So be wise about that. But again, I don't think that would have been an issue if I bought that early bird ticket. I could have probably got Trish a lot quicker because I would have been in the room a lot faster. I think that's about it. Is there anything left I can tell you guys? Photo shoots. They'll be doing photo shoots most likely as well. These are a separate thing. There'll be digitals, there'll be JPEGs, and they'll also print out your photos on a hard copy. Also really good. Yeah. So there's a lot of good stuff there that I wanted to just give you guys as just information, content, and just, be aware that, you won't get everybody. There'll be a lot of people there. It will be quite overwhelming to some of you guys if you've never done this before. You've never been to WrestleMania, you've never been to a WrestleCon. You're walking around, you see Scott Steiner, you see Matt Cardona over there with Brian Myers, and it's insane. It really is an insane environment to be in, but it's fantastic. And I love being in that environment, and I crave it. It's amazing. As a wrestling fan, and hopefully see as many of you out there as possible. And if you guys do see me at WrestleCon, please do give me some love. Come up and say hello. I will be I can accommodate you guys. Like I say, I'm here to. We're all wrestling fans, and we all support it. So, guys, I'm as friendly as I can be. So, guys, you see me about, come say hey. It's all good. But that is about it from me today. But as I say, Road to WrestleMania starts. We're past the Royal Rumble. We're on the way to Elimination Chamber. We are I think we're still within the 60-day mark, or we might even be going less now, into the 50 days or 59-ish, into that 50 sort of mark now between now and Mania. So, if it's more, you probably will correct me if I'm wrong. But as I say, that is today's video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like. And I'll catch you down the road for another video. And I'll see as many of you as possible at WrestleCon. See you later, guys.